Kelly Ripa is still one of the most recognizable faces on American daytime TV at age 55. For millions of watchers, she is the woman who shows up every morning with boundless energy, quick wit, and a smile that looks like it can handle anything. She has spent decades making strangers feel like they are sitting at the kitchen table with an old friend. But there is a much more complicated story behind that polished look, one that was formed by constant stress, fear in her personal life, painful changes at work, and the exhausting expectation that she should always be happy, no matter what was going on behind the scenes. For the most part, her life is not sad. It's not defined by a single terrible event. Instead, Kelly Ripa's journey is sad because she has to keep performing even when things are uncertain, because she is watched, judged, replaced, and thought less of, and is expected to do so. Kelly Maria Ripa was born in Stratford, New Jersey, on October 2, 1970. She grew up in a working-class family that was very different from the glamorous world she would later enter. In the past, her father was a bus driver and is now involved in local government. Her mother ran the household. Kelly didn't grow up with contacts in the entertainment business, money from her parents, or a surefire way to get into show business. She was just a young girl who was driven, disciplined, and wanting to do well. She learned ballet and played the piano, and when she got to Eastern Regional High School, a theater teacher pushed her to become an actress. That word of support meant a lot. A lot of talented people in Kelly's field never get a chance to do something important, so her early success relied on her preparation, timing, and someone seeing her potential before anyone else did. Her first steps on TV were pretty simple. She was a dancer on the local show Dancing on Air, which later changed its name to Dance Party USA. It wasn't a big deal, but it taught her what it was like to be on TV. She learned how to move, smile, act quickly, and show that she was sure of herself even when she wasn't. Those skills would become very important to her job in the long run. It was Kelly's big break in the acting world when she was cast as Haley Vaughn on the long-running soap series All My Children in 1990. She went from wanting to be an actress to becoming a famous actress across the country. Because of that role, Kelly had the chance to show that she was more than just a bright personality, because Haley was rebellious, complicated, and mentally unstable. She could show sadness, anger, weakness, and strength. A daytime soap opera was known for having a very busy routine. Actors had to learn a lot of lines by heart, work long hours, and put together scenes that were very dramatic very quickly. Kelly was on All My Children for more than 10 years, during which time she gained a loyal fan base and became known in the acting world. Mark Consuelos, who played Mateo Santos, was also on the set of the show when she met him. Both on and off screen, they had instant chemistry. They got married in 1996 and had 3 children together. At first glance, their relationship looked like one of those rare Hollywood hits. 2 pretty young actors meet at work, fall in love, start a family, and stay together, even though fame puts a lot of pressure on them. The idea of a perfect marriage, on the other hand, can be painful. Kelly and Mark have talked a lot about how hard it is to keep their relationship going, especially since they both have busy jobs and kids. Their marriage became a big part of Kelly's public life, which meant that small fights or private problems could quickly become news stories. Fame doesn't let partners fight in private. Everything that someone does, says, or jokes can be seen as a sign of strife. Kelly's problem wasn't just keeping her marriage together. It kept it alive, even though millions of people think they already knew what it meant. Kelly started a new part of her life in 2001 when she became co-host of Live with Regis and Kelly with Regis Philin. While it was an amazing chance, it was also very scary. Regis was already a well-known face on TV. The show had a regular audience, a rhythm, and a style. Kelly was taking over for Kathy Lee G. Ford, who had been the host for years and was loved by many. So, she was immediately judged and compared to others. People talked about her voice, looks, sense of humor, and how well she got along with Regis. Some people didn't think a soap opera actress had enough experience to host a live morning show, with no outlines, second takes, or careful editing to protect her. Kelly had to show what she could do in real time. She was able to do well because she understood how strangely personal daytime TV could be. She talked to people without seeming careless, was active without looking fake, and was honest without giving up all of her privacy. She told stories about being married, having kids, embarrassing times, and the chaos of everyday life. People could relate to her because she was willing to laugh at herself. Still, this ability to relate needed constant emotional work. Kelly had to walk onto a brightly lit set every weekday morning and make people feel better by making them laugh, feel good, and give them hope. Even though she was tired, she had to be there. She had to keep being funny even when she was scared. She had to keep up a good relationship with her co-hosts while also dealing with complicated relationships behind the scenes. Kelly grew into more than just Regis Philbin's younger co-host over time. She became an important part of the program's character, but her professional success didn't always give her the respect or safety she thought it would. Some of the worst parts of her career would not happen when she failed in public, but when she made choices behind closed doors, things that made her remember that even after years of being dedicated, being good at rating, and working hard, she could still be ignored. There was laughter in the morning, but a deeper fight was starting. Kelly Ripa would soon learn that becoming essential did not always mean being safe. As the program went through one of its roughest times, that painful lesson became impossible to ignore. When Regis Philbin quit the show in 2011, Kelly all of a sudden had a lot of duty. The show had been built around a famous host whose personality had set the tone for decades. When he left, there was a lot of doubt, and Kelly was supposed to keep things stable while they looked for a permanent replacement. She worked with a changing cast of guest hosts for months, adjusting to their personalities, energies, and styles while making it look like everything was easy. Behind the scenes, people saw laughs and spontaneity. That being said, Kelly was helping to keep a valuable TV franchise together at a time when its future wasn't clear. Michael Strahan was chosen to be her official co-host in 2012. Their pairing worked out right away. The ratings were high, they seemed to get along well, and the show entered a new era of popularity. People saw Kelly and Michael and thought they were close friends. They made fun of each other, played around, and told personal stories with ease that showed they trusted each other. But on TV, chemistry can hide complicated work relationships. A morning show rests on making it look like the couple is close, and viewers often think that what they see on camera is how things really are. In real life, co-hosts are also co-workers in a business setting, where contracts, management decisions, and competing career goals can cause problems. Most people saw this happen in 2016 when Michael Strahan said he was leaving to work on Good Morning America. In and of itself, the departure wasn't necessarily strange. TV stars switch jobs all the time, and big networks often move actors between shows. Kelly was very upset about how she found out about the choice. From what she said later, it sounds like she was told about it right before it became public. Even though she had been the show's host and main character for 15 years, she felt left out of a decision that would have a direct impact on her work, her image, and the show's future. Kelly didn't show up on the show for a few days after the news came out. Her absence made news right away. Some critics said she was acting personally or not professionally. Others saw the fight as entertainment, turning an important workplace argument into a celebrity drama. When Kelly got back, she carefully talked about the situation, talking about how to communicate, show care, and respect at work. Even though she was careful with her words, it was clear that they hurt her. The event showed a painful contradiction in her work. She was important enough to host a nationally syndicated show, but not important enough to be involved in big decisions about the show's direction. A lot of working women could relate to what she was going through. Being successful doesn't always keep someone from being fired. Longevity does not always mean that someone is in charge. Even if someone is the public face of an organization, they may not have any power behind the scenes. Kelly had spent years getting there early, acting live, making sure the show was safe during changes, and getting to know viewers. Still, one of the most important choices she had to make at work had been made without her having a real say in it. What people said about it made it even more upsetting. Kelly was told to come back quickly, smile with her coworker as she left, and keep the audience from feeling awkward. She had to deal with her own sadness while also looking out for the network, the show, and the people who had been left out. This is one of the worst things about live TV. A lot of the time, private pain has to be dealt with in public. There is no way to disappear for months, change the story, or wait until the feelings have calmed down. The red light comes on, the music starts, and the host has to talk. After Strawn left, Kelly had to deal with the uncertainty of working with guest co-hosts again. She had already made it through this process after Regis left, but doing it again would mean going through another unstable time. Every guest spot turned into an unofficial tryout. Fans, executives, and entertainment writers watched every interaction and wrote about it. Kelly had to find a partner right away, even though she knew that her choice would have an impact on the mood at work for years to come. Ryan Seacrest joined her as a permanent co-host in 2017. After making the choice, things seemed stable. Seacrest was skilled, experienced, and used to live reporting. They worked together for a number of years and added another successful chapter to the show. But Kelly's past experience had changed the way she thought about her situation for good. It had taught her that TV stability could disappear at any time. Someone could leave their job. Executives could decide things alone. A structure that works could be rearranged in one night. The only thing that stayed the same was the expectation that she would keep looking happy. In later years, Kelly was more open about the unfair treatment she thought she got in the beginning of the program. She talked about how she felt like she had to fight for simple respect and accommodations at work. These new details made the glamorous image of her work less stable. She looked rich, popular, and powerful from the outside. She sometimes felt pushed to the side and undervalued at work. That difference is key to understanding her story. There can be both privilege and pain at the same time. Even if someone is very successful, they may still be hurt by constantly being reminded that other people run the world around them. Kelly kept acting even when things were bad. You could see her smile, laugh, talk to famous people, and tell stories about her family. People in the audience saw consistency. They couldn't always see the discipline it took to stay the same, even though they were secretly wondering if years of devotion would ever really protect them. It was especially hard to feel safe in a field where women are constantly judged based on their age, looks, and perceived importance. As Kelly got older, from her 40s to her 50s, people paid more and more attention to her face and body. People talked about her weight, clothes, hair, makeup choices, and all the ways she looked older. Articles could be made from a picture taken from an unflattering view. A change in the makeup could lead to rumors. People were always talking about whether she looked too thin, too tired, too different, or not different enough. Even normal things that happened to other people were used as proof in public.